Okay, welcome back. Fade to Black. Our guest tonight, Riz Virk.
During the intro, you mentioned that that I was involved in a company called Theta Labs, and Theta is creating a decentralized video streaming platform, and they're using a new blockchain to do it. So the idea is that today, you probably know this a little bit from broadcasting your show, but when you send video, there's a lot of data being sent out. And companies like Akamai and Amazon, they have what are called content distribution networks, and they have points of presence in different locations, and it's very expensive for somebody who wants to stream a lot of video.
Physical servers.
Physical servers or servers in the cloud, which are still physical servers somewhere.
Right.
And they try to place them closer so that the quality is good. But for example, in Brazil, you have lots of esports fans who might be watching a broadcast of League of Legends. And these CDNs don't always have points of presence there. So what we're doing at Theta is we're building a way so that people can use their spare CPU and their spare bandwidth, particularly gaming PCs, to relay the video streams to people in their neighborhood. So it's what we call the last mile problem. So this is an example where blockchain is being used to create a completely new decentralized system for sending out entertainment. And then the coin in that system can be used for people to pay for content. It can be used to pay for the servers themselves. So if you're providing your CPU and your internet bandwidth, which I happen to know is pretty high bandwidth from our conversation earlier, then you could be mining these tokens, and the tokens have some economic value, so it's compensating you for running your servers. I mean, you could visualize a decentralized Netflix where anybody can upload content, and there's no way that it could be censored by YouTube or by any site because it's out there with the set of decentralized servers.
Is the system going to bog down? If we go, and I'm talking about the internet in general and servers, file sharing databases that were out there at one point, you remember Kim.com or whatever was using up like 10% of the internet.
Yeah, and so that's true as files get bigger and bigger. So I mentioned the Theta blockchain, which I'm involved with earlier. Turns out that about 60% of internet traffic today is video traffic.
That's right.
And so you got Netflix and Hulu, and you got these guys streaming everywhere, right? And it turns out the projections are it's going to be up to like 80% in a few years of video. So that's what's bogging down the internet right now. I mentioned our video streaming network with Theta earlier. Video streaming is very computationally intensive, right? And things have to happen fast in order to get the stream.
Right.
And so in that case, we're building a new blockchain specifically for that because it has to be fast and it has to have higher performance than, waiting 10 minutes for each block to be mined, as in Bitcoin. Today, more people are watching entertainment in their apps and through Netflix in many cases than traditional TV, right? There's more and more cord cutters who are basically not subscribing to cable where you have to have all of these channels. And, I wrote a blog post about how blockchain could kill Netflix and cable. It's available on my blog over at Medium, which is medium.com/@RizStanford. And, my point was that right now you've got these gatekeepers who decide what entertainment you can watch and what you can't. And in a blockchain-enabled world, you would be able to do that. Anybody could put up content in certain channels. Anybody could create a channel. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to necessarily every channel is going to be seen, but it creates that opportunity to do that. But there's still, people still have to create the content. Mm-hmm. You may still have people that need to aggregate the content. You still have to build like the front end for people to see it. So there's still plenty of jobs and employment. I don't think it would be, necessarily that you're going to see these big companies disappear overnight.
We're talking about Netflix right now and the blockchain, and your article is amazing, and I recommend everybody to go and read it. We have the links up there in Twitter for that, and you can access all of Riz's stuff through jimmychurchradio.com.
The way it could work in the blockchain and the way that I kind of envision it, and this is, one of the applications we want to build on top of the Theta video streaming protocol, is that you would have a crypto coin that can be used to fund content. So basically you could say, okay, I would like to create this type of a TV show, right? And then people can pre-order it using these tokens in this new blockchain. And so you could fund a good part of it from getting those pre-orders and the tokens. So what's different about blockchain is that it also creates this economic incentive. That's what the token does. The token allows advertisers to pay for free content. So there's going to be a lot of free content on blockchains that people can watch, like the video streams. And advertisers can just put tokens in the system and they'll go directly to the content creator, right? You don't have to have the middleman of the studios, the distributors, the networks, and all of those. That's the long-term vision. Of course, it's going to take time.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Thanks for having me on again.
You're the best. Riz Virk, everybody. I'm going to take a quick break right here.